I'm vengeance.
What is up, film geeks? My name is Trevor and welcome to my channel. One of my most anticipated movies of the entire year, The Batman, is finally here, and today's video is my non-spoiler review of The Batman. If you've seen the movie, leave your non-spoiler review down below in the comment section. What did you think of the movie? And if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, when do you plan on watching it and how excited are you for the movie? Before we get into the review, hit that thumbs up button for me and that subscribe button for me for lots more Batman content coming your way. But right now, we're talking about The Batman, so let's get right into it. So let's start out with Matt Reeves, the director of the movie, and minute by minute, shot by shot, frame by frame, this is his movie. You can just tell his exact vision is brought to the screen, and it's told pretty much from the perspective of the Batman. He is the world's greatest detective, and this is the first time I think we've ever seen that brought to the big screen, at least in this way. It's not really a crime action movie. It doesn't really even focus on the action all the month, but it is a crime detective movie told by the perspective of the world's greatest detective in the Batman. Speaking of the Batman, Robert Pattinson, while I don't think he's the best Bruce Wayne, I think he's a great Bruce Wayne, but I think he's the best Batman that we have ever seen on the big screen.
The hell are you supposed to be?
Robert Pattinson does a great blend of Bruce Wayne and the Batman, but it is mostly the Batman who's on screen in this movie. I would say of the 3-hour runtime, you have about 2 hours and 25 minutes of the Batman, and I honestly love that. Moving on, you gotta talk about the rest of the cast. Zoe Kravitz as Selena Kyle and Catwoman is absolutely perfect. Colin Farrell as the Penguin to me was a huge standout because you're not gonna recognize this guy, and he has probably the most funny lines throughout the movie. But Colin Farrell just really goes into this Penguin, and you've seen that again from the trailer. He's unrecognizable, and even by his voice, you're not gonna tell this is Colin Farrell.
I got you! I got you!
Another big standout is going to be Jeffrey Wright as Jim Gordon. I think it's safe to say, at least for me, this is my favorite rendition of Jim Gordon that we have ever seen. And again, I think that's due to the fact that he's on screen for a majority of the movie. Andy Serkis is a great Alfred, but you have to talk about Paul Dano as the Riddler. And let me tell you, he is terrifying. Throughout the first 5 minutes, you're almost going to jump out of your seat with certain shot selection that they have, again, due to Matt Reeves' great direction. But Paul Dano, we know he's a great actor, especially from a movie like Prisoners, but I did not know he could deliver something like this. We've seen the Riddler time and time again, but this one, again, is just different because he kind of has those like weird quirks about him, and he's kind of funny at times, and he has honestly a lot of humorous dialogue. But at the end of the day, he's a psycho, he's terrifying, and he will have you kind of shaking in your seat at times with how he talks, what he does, and where he's going next. And then you have to talk about the score. The score in this movie will vibrate your ribcage, your seats will be shaking, and if you can see this movie in IMAX, see it in IMAX, because that is the most immersive experience you can experience with a movie of this caliber. And there's a car chase scene that you see from the trailer, and that was one of the most epic scenes I've ever seen in my entire life. And the shot selection, again, due back to Matt Reeves, is brilliant. And I think there is a shot that's actually in the trailer, when you see it on the IMAX screen, is arguably the greatest shot I've ever seen in the movie. I think this might be one of the most compelling stories we've seen in The Batman. You're not bored. It is a 3-hour runtime, and that is kind of going to turn maybe some casual viewers of going to the movie away. But this story, how compelling and how compact and how just tight everything is. There's no loose ends. There's no time for you to go to the bathroom. There's no time for you to check your phone. There's no time for you to go to sleep. Something every second is going on, either in a background right there in front of you, or there's something you're trying to figure out along with Batman. Again, you're in the POV of Batman. You're right there with him, trying to be the world's greatest detective, and if you don't figure it out, he will figure it out for you. And again, thank you, Matt Reeves, for that awesome experience. Now, I know you're sitting there asking yourself, do you have any problems with this movie? Honestly, no. It is very rare that I have such high hopes for a movie that I want to absolutely love it so much that I don't have at least one problem. I would say every movie that I'm very excited for, there's a couple things in there that I wish were a little bit better. Everything about this movie is absolutely fantastic, from the screenplay, the score, the action, the shots, the villains, the characters, the acting, the directing. Need I go on? If this movie doesn't get nominated for Oscars, which it probably won't, it's kind of a shame, but I think this could easily secure 10 Oscar nominations just from how well it is made. It is one of the best crafted movies I have ever seen. I am in love with everything that Matt Reeves gave us in The Batman. It exceeded my expectations. I don't really like giving scores to movies, but if I had to give this a star out of 5, it would be a 5 out of 5, 1000% recommend. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the Batman down below in the comment section. If you guys made it to the end of the video, comment down below, hashtag the Batman. And if you want to see a spoiler video or an ending explained video, let me know. I can do that later this weekend. It would be a lot of fun to do because that ending, let's just talk about it. I absolutely love this movie. It is very rare that I love a movie that I have such high expectations for. And Matt Reeves, I thank you for that, sir. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. I'll see you guys very soon.